So at the time of airing, we would have sprung into spring.
Oh, yes. That's how I remember it, you see. Fall back, spring forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I always forget.
We're going to lose an hour.
Oh, yeah, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
And also, look, people, I'm just not a fan. I know everyone's like, the light evenings, at the minute, perfect. 6:30, 7 o'clock, perfect. Moving more towards 8, it's too late.
It's too late.
Right.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You'll find that with Lily now, I bet, as well. Now she's 2.
We're already
she's
finding it, yeah.
Sunny outside, mate. Well, I'm not going to bed.
I remember being a kid and like going to bed at like 6:30, 7 and being light outside and being like, what is this torture?
What is going on?
Why are you doing this to me?
I hate going to bed when it's like that.
Yeah.
There we go. And then we get darker mornings again, which at the minute is kind of, nice and light in the morning. So
you just can't have it all, can you?
You can't.
Oh, dear. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Hayley.
And we are your wedding planning experts.
Here to spill the tea on the inside of wedding planning and everything that goes with it.
Expect our honest opinions, the real juice on what happens on a wedding day.
With a few tips thrown in between.
And also just a chat between friends.
And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And let's get you wed.
Woo!
How has your week been?
Do you know what? It's been good. It's been busy. I love this. I messaged you. I was like, so I've actually been working for once, so haven't done the show.
You did. And actually, she was also
in
me
the
in the bath yesterday. I was like, are you naked in the bath? Messaging
yeah,
me?
gross. Ew.
Send me a pic.
Yeah. Oh my God, this will make you laugh. Thinking of sending inappropriate photos. My mother-in-law's, we got her for her 70th, this machine that you put your... Sorry, I think my neighbour's mowing the grass. My neighbour's mowing the lawn. Sorry about that.
But aren't you hearing, like, everyone's mowing their lawn?
Everyone's mowing the lawn. Everybody. I love that smell, though.
Yeah.
It's nice. But yeah, back to inappropriate photos. Basically, we bought my mother-in-law this machine. You put your feet on it and it sends like a current around your body, and it's meant to be good for your blood flow and arthritis.
Oh, okay.
So she keeps sending photos of her feet on this machine. No. And like... my sister-in-law was like, why is she sending these? And I was like, do you know what? She could make a killing online selling these photos.
Yeah, she could. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. Funny. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, no, my week's been busy. I've been freelancing, and Easter's coming up, so I've had quite a few. I'm doing quite a few like Easter wreaths and things like that for people's doors, which I really like doing. So that's been nice. We use a lot of like bulbs.
Yeah.
And if you imagine them when they've got like the little tendrils so you get the bulb with the roots sort of hanging down and stuff. So you sort of like clean them up. So a hyacinth bulb will have like these like, they look like little, I don't even know what to explain, like little white worms, which doesn't sound appealing. Do you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And then you basically secure them onto the wreath so that you seal that, and then you put like little eggs and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Very botanical, very nice.
I like this idea. Nice.
Yeah, and then looking forward to more wintry vibes. Someone's got in touch with me about doing a wedding in Carlisle.
Oh.
A venue called the Hidden River Barns. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's really cool. It's like loads. It's basically like a massive centre parks. Is how I can explain it. It's this huge, really lush barn, which is like their main wedding venue.
Yeah.
And then they've got like all these lodges around this beautiful like there's like a river and hills. It's really lovely, like landscape. And then
I'm going to sound really stupid now. Where's Carlisle? Is that up north?
Yeah, it's on the way. It's just before you hit Scotland. It's like late. It's just a bit further than the Lake District.
Oh, okay.
And then so you go Carlisle, and then you get into like southern sort of Scotland.
Yeah.
I don't think it's far from like Gretna Green. I know it's like a good 4.5 hour drive anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's been my week really, and
nice.
Yeah, had a few.
And you was at Hedsa.
Yeah, I'm going to be at Hedsa, so...
Oh, you're going to be
going to be at Hedsa this weekend, so looking forward to that as well. That's such a lush venue, and
it's so nice.
I really like it when you drive in because they've got like loads of cows and stuff, and they come right up to the fence, don't they? Yeah, they're really sweet.
They had them at Dean Park as well. There's like the big
the big hairy ones,
yeah. Furry ones, hairy, yeah. I love their getting ready room at Hedsa.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
Insane.
huge.
people need to just go online and have a look at that.
Just look at the getting ready
It's
room,
incredible.
yeah.
I remember delivering like a bridal like party flowers once
Yeah.
in there, and I was just like, oh my god. Me and Richard
Yeah, that's
actually
what you
looked there.
need.
It was one
Oh,
of our,
you did?
yeah, we went to an open
You
evening.
were like seriously really debating it,
Yes,
weren't you?
yeah,
It was between there and the venue you're getting
yeah,
married
that's
at.
it. Yeah, it's beautiful there. So yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be nice. But yeah, that's my
exciting.
week in a nutshell.
Nice.
How's yours been?
Well, we may have some new listeners. If we do, hello.
Hi.
Because I was on the stage this week. So
Oh,
I was
yes.
speaking at the Wed Pros conference, which is Becca Pountney, who I love. So she put on this event. And I must say, I said to her, I was like, I'm so proud of you. Like, it was... I've been to a lot of these like supply conferences, but she had really good speakers. It was just really well thought out. There was like nice areas like you could go in for like your tea and coffee. Then she had like a VIP area. Then
That's
like,
really cool.
It was just it was all planned out properly. And then like the seating was like seating area, and then it had like an aisle down the middle, and then each speaker had like they were introduced, and then they would walk down the center, and they had like music playing and stuff, which was really cool. She had like outfit changes, and because she's very like musical theatre, she had called it like Act 1 and Act 2, and then she'd like named the tables after like musical theatre characters, so it was all very like well thought through.
That's lovely.
Yeah, and there was like
more
a little, you got a
personal
little
as well.
you got a little program at the start, and it had all the information in there about what was happening, and like everyone was just raving about it, like how good the speakers were and whatever. And then so I was on the panel, which was at the end of the day, so it was basically like 5 of us, and the idea is that we are people that still work in the industry.
Okay.
So she was asking us questions about like what's going well in our business, and like for me, she very much focused on, I very much market myself as being like down to earth, but equally I'm also working in like a higher end of weddings. Like how do I kind of do that together kind of thing. But one thing I did say, and I'll be interested to hear from the listeners on this, is I said, so there was a woman on the panel who is in luxury weddings. When I say I'm in luxury weddings, she's charging what my couples are spending on their weddings for a wedding cake, right? Like,
oh my goodness,
she's working on weddings that are like
crazy.
million plus. They got NDAs, like she's incredible. Like, I've been to some of her event like showcases before, and oh wow, they're like amazing.
That's cool.
So she was on the stage as well. Now I said, because she was talking very much obviously about luxury and what that means and whatever. And I said, I'm actually not a big fan of the word luxury. And I think it's massively thrown around. And actually, although my couples are spending, like a good amount of money, it's not actually, the luxury market is $1 million plus weddings, right?
Yeah.
And I think so many people are like, oh, I'm a luxury florist, I'm a luxury cake maker, and they're really not.
I literally have in my bio luxury.
Do you?
You're so savage.
So this was my tip that I said on the stage. And it'd be
you think it
interesting
turns
to hear.
people off?
100%.
Yeah.
So people actually say to me in my consultation, we booked to speak to you because you didn't say luxury. Because even though they are spending to us a huge amount of money, to them, that's not a huge amount. So in their heads, they're like, well, we're not luxury. Luxury's even more than that.
Yeah.
You're never going to think you are luxury, like the amount of money you're spending is luxury. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're born into money and things like that, you're not going to... But it'd be interesting to hear from the listeners. Would that put you off?
That's a good point.
Because I just think it's such a thrown around word.
Do you know what the other word that I remember when I was at college, and someone said to me that they hated the word, and I haven't used it since, was the word bespoke. Like, I offer bespoke floral creations.
Yeah, well, everything's bespoke, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. So I don't use the word bespoke now, because it literally makes me crazy. I don't know why. It literally put me off it straight away. But as you were saying about the luxury thing, all I could think was like literally when you go on my Instagram, because like you say, like when you put it like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because but then I would think, luxury for me, So like luxury for me is like it's a luxury to be able to afford my beautiful flowers. Do you know what I mean? Like they're luxury because they're like they're top quality. They're like but then in terms of budget, it might
turn people off. 100%. And also, I just think it's such a thrown around.
What would you use instead, though? What word would you use instead?
What do you say? luxury florist.
I think it says like luxury flowers for weddings and events.
Wet flowers for weddings and events.
Just sounds a bit boring
or UK
though.
flowers.
I had to hit up the thesaurus.
I don't know. We'll have a look. I'll have a look. Chuck it in ChatGPT.
Oh my god!
You need to think of something like different. That's like
Hannah's basically funding ChatGPT.
I know. Although everyone's talking about Claude now. I don't even know who the fuck Claude
Claude
is.
Who's
And everyone's
Claude?
like, people are like, you're not using AI properly if you're only using one platform. Why would I use more than one platform? That's just more effort, isn't it?
My friend's really anti-AI. She won't. If she knows something uses AI, she won't like entertain it.
Really? But it can
I
really
know a
help
few
your life.
people like that. Richard's having to use it for. Well, he's having problems with it for his work. So basically, he's a teacher, right? He teaches apprentices, for a car company, and a lot of the students are using AI to complete their
that's
work.
Bad. That's not good.
But they're not even hiding it. They're not even hiding it. And it's just
That's
like,
really bad.
Do you remember being at school and they used to say that you can't use Wikipedia as like a...
Yeah.
It's the same now, but for AI, like ChatGPT.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
it's
new
like,
Wikipedia.
if they're clever about it, you probably wouldn't know.
Wow.
It's really difficult. But yeah, I think it's great in some respects, like things like that. Like, oh, I'm not really sure. Like, I want to take the word luxury out. What other ideas have you got? And sometimes it will give you some. And
And you're
cool
like, oh yeah,
ideas.
thank you.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even also, I ask it for like ideas and stuff, but I wouldn't then, it will then twig my ideas and I'll be like, oh, well, I can use that, but then also use this. And like, I'll use it for like the basis of blogs, but I would never actually write a blog on there. Whereas I then use it to build like a template almost, and then I write it.
And then you write
myself.
it, yes.
Yeah,
so like
because
you got the
people
format
that are just,
down.
I received an email yesterday.
Oh, not enough one.
And it was fully, it was actually
so
an
obvious.
inquiry, and it was fully ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
You just know, don't you? Because there's
But
certain
why
like
did you write an
pseudonyms that
email
uses.
for an inquiry? There was so much gumph in it that didn't need to be there. There was so much, oh, we're looking, it's this incredible venue, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what it's about.
It's so gumphy. That's all I will say about it.
Yeah, I'm like, it would have taken you 2 minutes to just quickly write an email and say, hey, we're getting married at this location. Can you quote me for it? Like, do you know what I mean? I was like...
I've actually found it... I found it really helpful for me, like, creating spreadsheets. So I do the same thing. I asked, like, Microsoft 365 or whatever, Copilot, can you create me an Excel spreadsheet for like a... To do my thing? Can you put this, and this in it?
Yeah,
and then it makes it, then I fill it in.
Yeah,
that saved me like 45 minutes out of my day,
Anyway,
and time is... Look, it's current affairs. I'll save it for my newsy episodes.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a really good event. I had like suppliers message me afterwards, like you were very good presence on the stage, which was very nice.
So who else is with you on there other than this luxury?
There was the luxury cake maker. There was a lady that is she's a photographer, videographer, but she's also represents Vow for Girls, which is an incredible charity, guys. So actually one to go over and have a look at. I actually donate to them every year instead of sending Christmas cards. So, they're really good charity. Good. And then there was another lady, it was a celebrant, who was quite a new supplier, but I think doing quite well. So Becca wanted her from a point of view of like starting out kind of thing. And then there was a DJ.
Cool.
Who I'll come on to in the recommendations part of this episode.
Oh, I hope they're paying. No, I'm joking.
I also have to speak to you about this.
Oh.
So I also freelanced. I don't really do much freelance
anymore.
No, but
I'm like, you lowered yourself.
No, not at all. So basically, I do the admin for a catering company.
Yeah.
So I think it's just good for me to go out on the odd job now and again. So I was catering manager. The coordinator for the venue. Well, she wasn't the venue. She was like the venue. She was overseeing the venue, but she doesn't really do it very often. So they basically have, we spoke about before, like a key holder, but she's there. She'll do like the music, she'll do like the basic things, but then we're there doing the catering, so we kind of do bits and bobs. So we kind of just help each other out. But anyway, I'm downstairs in the kitchens, and she comes running down, and she's like, "Have you got any skewers?" And I was like, no, I don't think, because it's not something that we use in the menu. I was like, I think I might have some in my car though. And I was like, why? What's happened? And she was like, oh, the flowers have come back from the church. And basically what had happened is the the pedestal that they go on, and they've got like the sprays that come out of it. It was quite old school style. I'm not gonna lie. It was quite.
I think I can imagine it. Is it like a wrought iron stand?
No, it was one of the white pillar ones. So the whole flower thing had the oasis had just split in half. So they were just fallen in half.
Oh.
So anyway, so I'm like, oh, let me come through and have a look. So I've got cable ties as well. So it might be a cable tie. Anyway, go through to this woman and go through with the coordinator lady. And she's like trying to think of all these different ideas. And she actually lives on site. She's like, yeah, so she's about. So she was like, oh, I'm going to run home and like see what I've got. But this woman that was doing the flowers, I honestly would have said that she was like an auntie or somebody that's brought back the flowers from the church.
Yeah.
She was so stressed. She was really rude because I was like, oh, like I've got some cable ties. Well, no, because that's just going to split the oasis. I touched the flowers. That oasis was sodden. Like, it was like falling apart. It was so wet. So anyway, after she went in, I said to the coordinator, she was, because that's it. The coordinator come running back. She had some bamboo sticks from her garden. She'd gone out cutting her bamboo, bless her. And
Yeah,
then, like,
that's
wedged
like, I was
it
going to
in,
say, yeah.
like, gone above and beyond. And this woman was just, I don't know, maybe she was just stressed.
Ungrateful.
I don't know, but yeah, it was just all a bit weird. Anyway, so I said afterwards, oh, was that like an auntie or something? And she was like, no, she was a professional florist.
I'm literally sorry. I'm gobsmacked.
I know. And I was like, well,
What also?
why is she being so rude? B, surely
Yeah.
she should have her own kit to fix
Literally,
it.
that's what I was
And
about to
C,
say.
why is the oasis splitting?
Yeah, that's like what happens.
I was shocked.
I don't even know where to start on that. To be honest, she's obviously put so much flour in or something and rammed like made it. When you've put a flour in, take it out too many times, you create loads of holes, and you like
It's just
ruin the oasis.
disintegrated.
It
And it was so wet. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But I thought I've got to tell you about that.
That is actually awful. What sort of a professional florist?
I
What
couldn't
sort
believe
of a,
it.
You wouldn't get that from a luxury florist like myself.
Oh, that's where your luxury comes in. Yeah, honestly, I honestly thought a florist has gone, set up, and you know sometimes it's the case and people don't want to pay extra for you to hang
and then
about and
someone
move the
comes
flowers.
and moves them.
And I thought, the
Yeah.
auntie's just... Well, also, she turned up without plinths, and she's turned up like, oh, I need some plinths. And they were like, oh, well, we do have some, but we charge it's like an extra, and the couple haven't added them on. And she was like, well, I need to use them. So,
Oh my god! I cannot believe the cheek of this.
how can you
person.
sell a plinth without the plinth?
Yeah,
What?
that is literally like.
And also,
that's
the couple
mad
were
to
lovely.
me.
They were kind of the couple that would have been on it, and the venue, the kind of venue that would be like, oh, you can hire these from us. So
Yeah.
I feel like that was a florist error. But yeah, I thought you would
100%.
like
Also,
that anyway.
Any professional florist should be carrying a toolkit with them, so that you're prepared for anything like that happening. Because you are working with fresh materials. You just never know. Things break. Things get banged about, especially when you're moving from one place to the other. So I do get it, but I mean that is a bit of the oasis split and stuff. I've not heard that one before, but you should carry spare. Like even I take spare if I've got an oasis. Right, I take spare oasis. Spare flowers, like
Fair play,
you just never know. You need to
Maybe
be prepared.
she is like...
Is she
I
like the
don't
church
know.
floor? Sometimes these church ladies,
Maybe.
like,
don't know,
that's
but
the
she's
sort
done
of
all
thing.
the venue. I need to look at her.
I need to find out. You have to tell me this one
Yeah.
off air.
Off air. Sorry, guys, we spill the tea, but not that much.
But not that much.
All we can say is, if you want a decent florist, hire Hayley.
Yeah,
So-
just look up luxury florist.
She probably promotes herself as a luxury florist. This is what I mean.
Embarrassing.
Anyway, I also wanted to mention, I saw in the press this week, I really liked this story, but a Sky News presenter
Oh yeah.
accidentally, basically, well, I say accidentally, it was obviously planned, but announced her marriage proposal. So she was like basically reading out what it
Yeah.
says on their little screen thing, and then her other half comes out and proposes to
I
her
love
live
that.
on air on Sky
And
News.
do you know what? He bought chocolates and flowers as well.
I know,
What
bless
guy?
him. In his suit as well. Gets down on one knee
it's
on
really
telly.
sweet.
But what do you think about this? Is that sweet, nice idea different, or is that you're coming into my workplace? That's freaking weird.
Well, I actually think that's quite nice because it's.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I actually think he's tapped into what she and I read, when I read the article, he actually works. They work together. They met in news, and he was like, so I thought it was a pro.
Yeah,
so
he works there
that's-
as well.
Yeah,
I think.
so I thought, well, that's really lovely. But even if he didn't, I think actually that's. What a way to tell someone how you got engaged. I think that's really cool.
Imagine if she said no, though. What about if he was actually a weird stalker? You couldn't say no, though, could you? You'd have to
I'd
say
be like,
yes, and then after.
but actually no.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. Oh, well, this week we're talking through our recommendations, and we've also our Q&A, which we put every week on our Instagram, so always look out for that. Not every week, sorry, every month when we do this episode. Jesus, but you can always write in your questions. We're letsgetyouwedpodcast@gmail.com. A couple of recommendations from me. So first up, I've just briefly mentioned on this, but one of the people that I was speaking with on stage, he's a DJ. He's just created a brand new app. It goes live this Thursday at the time of recording. So when this airs, it will literally have gone live. So it's an app. It's called Floor Filler with an A on the end. So FLOORFILLA.
Yeah.
It's a free app, and you go on, and I used it, and it's freaking cool. It's basically like Tinder for music. So a song will come up, and you swipe left or swipe right if you like it or not, or you can put maybe, and it basically goes through, and from you saying like yes to things, it knows, oh, you might like that, and it basically puts together a playlist for you.
That's so cool.
That is really cool, isn't it?
Really good.
That
is a great idea. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm actually impressed by that.
Same.
I'm actually gonna have to do that.
And it's completely free. All you have to pay is if you do want to export the playlist to send it to yourself. You pay $2.99 to do that, which lovely.
Come on. I pay triple that for a nice coffee. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I told him, I said, I'll mention that on the podcast purely because I loved it myself. So he hasn't paid me to endorse this. I just used it, and it was freaking addictive.
I actually am like now itching to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna do it with my family over the weekends.
Well, I wasn't in the Tinder era.
I've
Martin
never. Yeah, see, me either.
Tinder.
And my friend is now on Tinder, and she and some other dating apps, and she lets me go through her Tinder. And
addictive.
Oh my god. I love it. I live my life vicariously for her. I'm not even like...
I got so into it. I don't know what the psychology is of maybe doing the flicking, but honestly, I was like hooked. To this playlist thing, and he was like,
"Guy's onto something."
I'll take that away from you now. Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was like, for the price it is and stuff. I thought that was really helpful, and I thought, listeners, you guys might love it. I think it's going to be great for like if you want to put a playlist together for like wedding breakfast, or even if you are deciding to just hire a system and not have a DJ.
Yeah.
What I love about this is it's a DJ saying, do you know what? If you haven't got the budget for a DJ, that's okay. This is another option for you.
Yeah, still have what you
really
like. Yeah, it's a curated playlist.
Or you can use it to put a playlist together to give to your DJ, if that's what you want to do. Although I have my own thoughts on that, but I'm sure we'll discuss another time. Anyway, I also sent you a couple of bits and bobs this week. So my new plan is, which I haven't told you, I'm telling you now, but if I see things on Instagram, I'm just going to send it to you and then look in what I've sent you so I remember, because I forget quite often.
I always add it to a collection. You know when you do the little add to...
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I tend to do that and then forget to look back.
Do that. Yeah. So basically... I'm hoping you've looked at them.
I have.
She has. Basically, I wanted to get your view on this because I've seen this new idea off the back of our decor, our whole decor episode. Now, this is flower related, but I thought this was freaking cool. If you think it's a good idea, I will share it on the Instagram. But basically, it's what I would call standing flowers.
Yeah.
Now, what they've basically done is they've got a long trestle table, they've clothed it. Underneath the cloth, down the center, they've put like big like screws or like big like pins, and then they've put the stem of the flower into this pin, and it basically looks like they're growing out the table, and I freaking love it.
It's really
cool.
Looks it's really cool. So I'm just looking now because what I'm trying to decipher here is where the water source is.
I don't think there is one. I don't know if there is one.
See, that's
but if you go on their Instagram, they've done a whole reel on how they actually did it to show you how to do it.
Do you know what else they've used as well? They've used alliums with the curly stems.
Yeah.
That looks so cool.
So I'm assuming it would need to be stiff flowers that need to like stiffer stem
you need ones that are like allium. These alliums are perfect. So they're like, you would need like a hard, not a hollow stem either, really. I think you need one that's quite sturdy, something that lasts well out of water as well. Because usually when you put flowers in, so you get these things called, we use them, they're called frogs. So they're like, if you imagine like loads of pins on a weight,
Yeah.
And you put
Yeah, I
them-
know what you mean.
Yeah, and you put them inside a bowl, and then you
Yeah.
can stand flowers up in
Yes.
there. But you
Yes.
because it's in a dish, you put a bit of water in the dish, so it's still taking water up. So you fill up
Right.
just above the pit,
Whereas
to
these
the
ones
pins.
aren't gonna.
Whereas I can't see any water here, but
You'll have to watch
maybe
the reel
it's through
and see.
Yeah, I'll look
Because
on
it's
it.
just
and I'll have a
normal
look.
screws. It's like
Yeah.
he's just got screws and put it
Put 'em
through the
through.
cloth. So you actually physically can't see anything because
It
they're
looks
under
phenomenal.
The
The
It looks
effect is
insane.
absolutely
So
incredible.
cool.
Like
So
this
cool.
is like a bit of me. I absolutely love
same.
structural floristry, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get in there.
Yeah. Let me do
Let
some
me
of
in
this.
there.
Let
Yeah, it's
me
really
do it.
cool. Really cool.
I also saw, which I thought was very cool for an Easter vibe wedding.
Yes,
They basically got
love
carrots
this.
and
Yeah.
a drill, and then cut the top off the carrot and drilled down in, which I did think is probably a little bit unsafe. But if you used a vice, you'd probably be alright. Is it called a vice? Remember, you used to do woodwork at school.
Oh,
you used to put a bit
yeah.
of wood in before you chop it. Is it a vice? I think so.
I don't know.
The thing you like turn it and it like closes.
Oh,
up. Clap
yeah,
with a
yeah.
clamp.
That kind of, yes, a vice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could use one of those.
Yeah.
But she's basically drilled down into the centre and then added a couple of stems into the carrot.
Yeah.
And then put a couple of the carrots then in a vase.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool. And I thought for like an Easter party or an Easter wedding,
cool.
that would look awesome.
I
Yeah.
really like that. I thought it was quite
So
fun.
different.
Yeah.
I love it when
bit
people
fun.
do these things on Instagram. Like they put these
Oh,
reels
yeah.
up and it's just something so different that you
And
never
I'm like,
think of
I
doing.
wish I'd have thought of that. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. It's just finding different ways of displaying like your flowers, like for your wedding. Like obviously everyone
Yeah.
uses the same kind of thing, like because that's what
Yeah.
we've always done. That's how.
Yeah.
But it actually, if you are like having an Easter wedding, well, you could do that. It would be
Yeah.
cool. Or even if
I
you're
was
someone that
think-
loves veg.
Yeah.
Like you're a vegetable gardener or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I always think Stacey Solomon's really good for coming up with these random
Yes.
ideas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
love that.
that's my Rex for this week.
Yeah, so my recommendation is, and it's a bit sad, it's a bit boring, but I don't care. I have to light a lot of candles, right, in
Yeah,
this job.
same.
And yes, so this would
And
be
I get
good
through
for
so
you.
many of them clicky ones when
Yes,
the gas goes.
and the gas
or-
goes. Well,
Yeah.
alas, I have a solution for you.
Alas. Mm.
I bought an electric rechargeable lighter. So
Yeah,
it
we've
uses.
got them.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah.
come on! I've never heard of them, and I was so excited.
not?
I've never used one. I literally was like, I need to get some more for.
Yeah.
And this is the first time it's popped up.
What? These have been around for years.
I was like, this.
Right, my only beef with these is I always forget to charge them.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
See if you do this when you get them, but I can hear them squeal, like a high-pitched squeal.
Oh, like a.
So when you go around lighting, yeah. And it's basically like two metal prongs with
Yeah.
like a bit of like
little-
electric
yeah.
goes through it. And I do find them quite hard to they're
not
harder
not
to
as
light than a
good.
proper flame.
I
Yeah.
thought, this will be
I'm
better
not a big
than
fan,
keep
but-
getting the gas and
100%,
you know,
it's going
but
to save you money. Yeah.
But
'Cause I
I-
know what you mean. You
yeah.
get through so many, and they always get nicked as well, don't they?
Someone always goes home with it in their apron,
Yeah,
and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
These
Put it
things-
back in the kit.
It's not even about how much they cost. It's just they're
it's
really
annoying.
useful, and I need them.
Oh, I was flipping the other day because my scissors weren't in my kit. I was like, I need my freaking scissors, and
Yeah.
they're not in there. Why has someone not put them back? It's so
That
infuriating.
is annoying. I would not be able to do my job without my scissors, so that would be
know.
game. It'd be game over for me.
Game over.
But yeah, I thought that was a new thing. Maybe to some listeners like me, it will be, but
Might be. Yeah.
but yeah.
I think I only knew about them because the venue that I went to
Yeah.
had them, and I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I prefer a flame, but I understand why, and we do have them
Yeah.
for that reason because
Fair,
yeah,
fair.
I'd be spending an absolute fortune on
Yeah.
friggin' lighters all the time. Okay, cool. So we're going to move on to Q&A now. So we've had a question in. Hi, Hannah and Hayley. Firstly, thank you. I get married on 3rd of April this year, and you guys have helped to keep me sane throughout the planning process. Congrats. Well, that's
Yay.
literally going to be the day after this episode.
Yeah. We hope you've had a
so-
lovely day.
Yeah. Hopefully you're listening the day before your wedding, and hopefully
Yeah.
we're not too late to help you with your questions. Sorry if we are. Every Thursday I sit down, listen to podcasts with my coffee, and it's become my me time.
Oh, I
well,
love
please
that.
carry on doing it. Even
Hope
after
you're
your
enjoying
wedding.
your coffee.
Yeah, enjoy. Yes, the day
Write
before
in
your
and tell us how your
wedding.
wedding was. Tell us.
Yeah, please
tell
do,
us.
and
We'd
keep
love to hear.
listening, because you might be able to like offer bits, you know, here and there, like advice for
I
people.
love that.
Because of you, I am actually calmish in the last run up to the big day.
That's our main goal, isn't it? We love it when
Yeah.
people write this in, because it makes us feel like we're actually making a
achieved
difference.
We're not just our husbands like you just chat shite for an hour.
Literally.
No,
we don't.
help.
Thank you.
I wanted to know, please, what kind of gifts do people usually give to vendors? I want to get something that's not just tacky tat. Also, I'm not looking to spend a fortune. Would you have any suggestions, please? Thank you, Kerry. Thank you so much for writing, Kerry. And honestly, we wish you the best of luck.
We do.
She's probably going to be getting her carrots and a drill out quickly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a new idea. Also, I'd say if you're listening on Thursday, make sure you plant a sausage tonight. Don't forget to do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Raw, you don't need to cook it.
No need to cook it.
Plant it preferably in the area where you're getting married. But yeah, on the supplier thing, I always say this, I think I've said it before, but good review.
100%.
Yeah.
It's priceless, right?
Priceless.
And it's free.
Yeah. But I do think if you want to get something for on the day to give them, I've had people give me before just like little snack bags, and I always think that's really thoughtful.
nice.
So like bottle of water, a couple of snacks to like get you
Tide
through
you
the day
over.
when you're working.
Exactly.
I always think that's really thoughtful and nice. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that sort of thing is probably more wanted, isn't it? Than like if she doesn't want to do tat, like you could get. I don't know, like personalised mugs or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
You get,
and a nice little
a
little card in the post afterwards is always nice, because like
Oh,
for me, for
love
example,
that.
I keep them in my
So
office
do
on my
I.
desk.
I have them up on my fridge at the workshop. So
But yeah, that's what I'd say on the day. I don't think necessarily a gift. I think just get them. So and that's quite low cost as well, isn't it? Because you can just get packets of like cereal bars, crisps, chocolate bars, biscuits, cans of Coke or whatever. Chuck them all in some little paper bags. We might be too late on this question because you're probably... Well, you can still run out.
Hey, look. Do a click and collect.
But for anyone else that's listening and is thinking the same thing, that's what I'd say. Good review, a little snack bag if you want to do something, and a little card in the post.
Agree. Cool. Next up, we've got, how do I leave enough room on the table for family-style dining without it looking boring?
Well, I would say listen back to our decor rep on that.
Literally, I was going to say, we covered that, didn't we? It was actually one of the main things we spoke about, because like, as we say, when there's, especially with family style, I love
family style, sharing platters.
Yeah, they take up a lot of room. And we said about using the food to decorate, like make it part of the decor.
Yeah. And using like the risers,
so
then the platters go on. Because I see what you're saying is when people first sit down, I'm like, well, it depends. Because quite often, say if I'm doing a sharing starter, and it's like quite often a sharing starter is like your meats, your cheeses, your like your stuffed padron peppers and things like that. God, my mouth is watering. Your artichoke hearts, your olives, that kind of thing, like a meze kind of vibes. That's quite popular.
Yeah.
Well, that's all cold, so the caterer can actually place that down on the tables before people then sit down.
So it would look nice.
Yeah. And then that's when we were saying on the episode about using the risers, then underneath have your foliage. So get a florist to do a nice like foliage down the middle. And then you can also dot candles about, but just don't light the candles, then light them later in the evening, because you obviously don't want people to burn themselves.
Use your electric lighter.
Oh, your electric lighter. And then little bits of fruit. We spoke about that on the episode. You could add some bits
figs.
like that within it. Yeah, within the foliage and whatever to make it look cool. So listen back to that episode, because I think that will really help. But if you're having long tables and you're having sharing food, honestly, you're not going to have much space. So also that episode will help you, because you can also bring it into other places. Have your coloured glassware.
Yes.
Have your little plate, your mats, or have nicer plates. Yeah, have some nice menus on each place setting. So all of those kind of bits are going to come into your aesthetic. That episode, what was it now? 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, so it would have been episode 122. Yeah.
122. Yeah. Listen back. Honestly, that's going to really help you.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
You might have listened to it before by the time we've got round to... Oh, no, actually, because this came through the Q&A. So, yeah. There you go. Okay, next up, we've got walking down the aisle music. I want to enter at 1 minute 45. Is that too long? Any tips? I've got a couple doing exactly the same thing. I think it's 1 minute 43. So we've timed it exactly. So what I will do is, I do have a sound technician doing this, but I would... Whoever's going to be doing it, your coordinator or whatever, the way I would do it as a coordinator is I would set it to start 1 minute 15. I would start playing it on with no volume, and then I would slowly turn the volume up so it comes in, and then you walk in.
Right.
But actually, unless you're having bridesmaids walk down the aisle first, what I would do is I'd get you 1 minute 45. You'd have to really time this because 1 minute 45 is not actually that long, depending on how many bridesmaids you've got.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because I like get a bridesmaid in halfway down the aisle, then I get the next one in, then the next one. And by the time they're sat down and stuff and you come out, it can be a couple of minutes. So time it. But what I would do is, say you had 3 bridesmaids, I'd get your bridesmaids in, and then I would just get them to walk quite slowly. I'd leave gaps in between them. I'd just be keeping an eye on the time, and then I would then get you in, even if there's a bit of a pause between the bridesmaids. But if it's that you're not having anyone in before you and it's just you coming straight in, I would just like fade the track in to 30 seconds, and then I'd give it, because you want the music to kick in before you start walking. You want to give it a good 20 seconds really before you start walking in.
Yeah,
so
you want to give it like a bit of an intro.
Yeah. Your other idea is you could use 2 different tracks. So one for your bridesmaids and then one for you, a different track for you to walk down into, and that's when you can then fade. Cut that. That's when you can then fade that in. So use a track for your bridesmaids, track for you, coordinator or whoever's doing your music will then fade that in. So yeah, that's what I would say.
I just reminded me of I did a wedding, and the bride, the groom came into his own music, and then the bride had her music.
Yeah.
So it was like they had their entrance, and then
we've got a couple of weddings.
It just
like
reminded me of that.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, I'd say that's the only thing. I wouldn't just, if it's just you walking down the aisle, I wouldn't just press play and get everybody to sit and wait for 1 minute.
Just wing it. Yeah.
You either need to start it later, or like I say, time it if you've got bridesmaids walking down the aisle before you, because you're going to want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So you get your big entrance. Then time it to make sure that they're getting down before your 1 minute 45. You really want all your bridesmaids to be down by 1 minute 15 to give yourself 10 seconds to then, or maybe 1 minute 30. Yeah. So then you've got a little break for you to then go in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
go. Someone's asked, how much do real florals cost compared to artificial? So I would say that artificial, it depends what you're doing. So you can hire some artificial arrangements for certain companies. Then obviously that's going to cost you less.
That's what they mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
To hire.
So
is it cheaper to hire artificial than it is to have a real?
To have a real one, yeah.
Oh, is it? Because I always thought artificial was just as expensive because the company's buying them and they're expensive to buy.
So say if I was doing rentals and I had like a big massive centerpiece, so I would spend X amount, but my like return on getting that back would be over like 5 hires. Then it would make its money back. Yeah. So I would be pushing that it's cheaper than real florals, right? But the thing is, so that's good if you're wanting to hire your flowers. Because yes, it is going to be like if you have an archway in artificial by a company, that's going to cost you like a third of the price that would be in fresh. Because that's
so what would you say? Say you were having like a tall centerpiece, like what I had, so tall vase, spit on the top. What would that cost in fresh, and what would that cost in faux? Roughly.
So roughly. So faux, you're probably looking at hiring it'd probably be about like 150 to 200.
Oh, okay.
And then florals, at least
400 quid.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you get what you pay for with it.
Yeah, you can't beat.
You can't beat fresh flowers. Although
I would do the mix.
You can mix fresh flowers, fresh foliage with artificial florals in it.
Yeah. You don't have faux flowers, do you? But you work with a company that's doing faux flowers.
So I don't have them to hire, but I can get them. I have access to them. I can get. I've done a massive archway in artificial before and stuff, and I've done artificial flowers weddings. But in terms of stem price, like if you were someone looking at buying stems fresh, and then you wanted to know like the difference between artificial, and then you're going to be paying more for artificial. But then you bear in mind that it lasts forever.
Yeah.
But in terms of like environmental, I mean, fresh for me it depends because you've got the reuse of the artificial, so they're not getting binned, but eventually they will find their way into the bin.
Landfill. And also, please, guys, as a podcast, we do not advocate going on Shein and buying them.
No.
Landfill.com, they look rubbish.
They do look really bad.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, don't.
So if you're going to use artificial, and you want to save that money, go and hire them.
Hire them. Go to a specialist. There
is a reason that they are cheaper because they're not real flowers. You don't get that scent
Yeah. You know, they're at the end of the day, they're not real. They aren't real. They're not going to give you the same look a real one's going to give. But they can get pretty close these days. Yeah. But it's still like, it depends what you want. But
yeah, it depends on your preference, don't it? Like, so, I could never go artificial, but that's just
so like
that's just how
same.
I feel.
But, and then,
I wouldn't even have artificial flowers in my house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm just not a fan.
That's it. And I think so. If this person's not particularly worried and they want it to cost thing, then yeah.
And plants, I kind of don't. I keep seeing this. Like, I understand in venues, but in people's houses, I'm like, I've got like a devil's ivy. I've had that for about 8 years. Like, and it's like, it takes like, I am the worst at watering it and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand why you would. I see so many people have devil's ivy as a faux.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And they just look terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why have you done that?
Yeah. Next up, we've got creative ways to incorporate parents who have passed away into the day. We did do a whole episode on this as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Don't know what number it was. Maybe have a look, and maybe we'll put it in the
notes
description. Yeah. But we kind of, I think, our overall opinion was please go back and listen to the episode, because I don't want this just as a flippant comment, but we were very much, when we talked about it, we were like, do a minimal thing.
We don't put too much.
Yeah, like the empty chair and
stuff. And things like that. Like, I can understand why people might do it, but at the same time, I think the day is about celebrating your love together. And I think the best way I think you can incorporate is maybe just mention them in the speech or something.
I did have when I freelanced at the weekend, they had a little table with like a couple of photos and a candle. And actually, I saw them at the end of the wedding breakfast when we'd moved everybody out. They went over to it as a couple with their parents and kind of were like,
reminiscing. And I think that's
which
fine.
I thought was a really nice like little moment for them.
That's
but
it.
I think it was in the corner of the room, so it wasn't too like, whoa, in your face. That's what I would say. But go back and listen to that episode. We'll link it in the description, because I think we go really into depth into basically like what Hayley's just covered there as to why we think that and like how it can evoke emotions and things like that. So I think it's quite an important one to listen
to. Definitely. I'm not having bridesmaids. I'm just having a maid of honour. Does that work? I don't have many close girlfriends.
100%.
Yeah, actually, it's better.
How many times have we said bridesmaids are bloody expensive?
Yeah, exactly. You do you, hun.
100%. It's going to save you so much money, and it's not like you've got one close friend. Like, lovely. Like,
that's amazing. I think that's I think to have one really close friend or loads of friends that aren't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that close.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I would say, nice. You're gonna have a great time. Don't worry about it.
And they've gone on to say, what do bridesmaids expect? Dress paid for, hair and makeup paid for, or can you compromise?
So I'll say my view on this. Hayley can say her view on this. I think we're probably similar. I think you should 100% pay for dresses.
Yeah.
Alterations, I think you can compromise on that. I don't know.
I would say so. I paid for my bridesmaids alterations.
I feel like I paid for some and not for, because some were like, don't worry about it, and others
just do it. I
can't remember. And then hair and makeup, again, I think hair is a definite, because I think it's something, unless they're really good at doing hair. But I do think you can't say to someone, I'm not going to pay for your hair and makeup, and then expect them to have a certain look. Like, I said to all my bridesmaids, do you want your hair and makeup done? A couple were like, I don't know if I'm that bothered. A couple were like, really want it. But in the end, I just said, I'm just going to pay for you all. But if anyone was like, absolutely not, I didn't care if they didn't all look the same. So, and also like with my little my bridesmaids who were like 12 and 14 at the time, 11 and 13, that kind of age, my sister-in-law just did their hair for them, because they just braided it, because I was like, they're just like, there was just no point in spending that kind of money. Because there's a lot of money when they're young, and they're going to be, not that they're running around at that age, but you know what I mean. I would say, personally, I think if you're asking somebody to do something and be a part of your date, you should be honouring the cost.
I agree.
Taking that cost on, I don't know what the saying is.
No, I feel the same. I was really happy to pay for all of that for my bridesmaids, because I just wanted them to be honest, I wanted them all to enjoy it, but I also wanted it all to be like fair, and some people don't have as much money as others, and I just didn't want to put that expectation on them, and then like that causes extra problems. But at the same time, I think you've got to read the room with people as well, because some, like you say, might be like, no, it's all right, I'll pay for my alterations, don't you worry about it, you know? So
like, cool,
you just don't know.
Yeah, I think right, if you're saying, do you want to be my bridesmaid, but I don't care what dress you're wearing. Like, so say you've said you've got one maid of honour. If you're like, wear what you want, I don't care about the colour, then maybe they can go and buy their own dress. Because if somebody said that to me, I'd buy something that I would wear again, or something that I've already got, like a nice floor-length dress. But if someone was like, you can be a bridesmaid, but you also have to pay for your dress, and this is the colour it needs to be, and this is the style, like, well, I'm never going to wear that again. I don't really want to pay for
thanks.
But don't forget, you've got things like Vinted and stuff nowadays that you don't have to be spending loads of money.
Yeah,
and if you've got minimal bridesmaids, like
stuff on Vinted is actually pretty decent as well nowadays. It's not like it used to be like really like slapdash stuff, but actually now it's pretty good quality. Like, you can buy designer. Lots of designer stuff on there.
Yeah, exactly. You can go on. You can literally go to like a shop, choose a dress, and then probably find it on Vinted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would totally do that. Yeah. Next up, we've got my fiance's mum wants to have a first dance with him. How do I navigate?
Sorry, is your fiance's mum Victoria Beckham?
Oh my God, the Beckhams listen to the podcast. I don't know if she means to be fair, this is kind of tradition. Well, you did this. You did the father-daughter dance.
Yeah.
So maybe the mother-in-law means that. Maybe not the first. So normally, well, not normally. No one really does it anymore. I've had probably a handful of couples in the last couple of years, including Hayley actually, that have had one. But basically, you do your first dance, the couple, and then the bride will do. I'm talking traditional now, heterosexual couple, but bride will dance with her dad as the father and daughter dance. And I have also had some people also at the same time have the groom and his mum.
Yeah.
So I think you can do one, you can just do dad and daughter, or you could do both together. So whether that's the mum means that, if you don't have a parent or somebody that you would want to dance with at the same time, I would say that's fine, but I'm going to do something at the same time, basically. But if you don't want to do that, I would just say no. But
yeah. Well, it's at the end of the day, it is your day, so if you feel like a bit weird about it, I would just be like,
if mum's a nightmare, are you best to just suck it up
let it
for
go.
3 minutes and fucking let it go?
And then just
use the 3 minutes to like go redo your hair or something.
Yeah,
after first dance, or,
good
like, bustle
idea.
your dress, or like take your veil out or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Change your outfit or whatever. But I would say, okay, yeah, that's fine. So that's actually, as Hayley and Hannah say on Let's Get You Wed, the podcast, which you can listen to if you want to. But their expertise is that this is the father-daughter dance area, which, yes, more than happy for you to dance with my husband. And I will dance with X person.
Yeah.
If you're in a situation where maybe your parents have passed away, so you don't have a mum or a dad or an uncle or anything like that, you could use that as an emotional thing. I would love to have done we'd call it a parent couple dance is what we would call it if both sets are doing it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't have any family, so that's going to make me really emotional to stand on the side and watch that when I don't have parents. You know? Because that would be like my dad wasn't at my wedding.
Yeah.
That would be like Martin's mum wanting to do that in the time that I should have been involved.
Yeah,
that would just be
weird.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'd be like, well, no, because I've got to stand there and be like, great.
Hey, good, great guys.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I would navigate this. But if you do want to do it, I mean, you've said it as if, you've said, how do I coordinate this? We're just taking that as if you mean you don't want to do it. But you might be saying, when do you do this? If that's what you're asking, yes, it is a thing. It would normally be straight after the first dance. The DJ would then announce, so bride and groom on the dance floor, and then he'd announce the parents up to then join you to then go into the next track.
I see.
Which is what you did, isn't it?
That is what
Richard
I did.
just left the dance
You just
floor.
left the vicinity.
And your dad was on.
Yeah.
Swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Are you glad you did that?
Yeah, I've got some really lovely photos of my dad. So
the
I'm
photos
close
are
to
so
my
good.
dad though. So
close.
Yeah, so like I had always wanted to do that, and I think, and we chose a song together. Like it was fun, you know. And then those photos that we've got are really lovely.
Yeah,
and that was.
I always ask the question if people want to do it. And 9 times out of 10, it's because Dad would be too embarrassed to do it. It's not that they don't want to do it. I think it's just not popular because Dad's like, oh God, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got any recommendations on entertainment during cocktail hour that's a bit different? But actually, this ties in nicely with another question we've had, which is about should I have a magician?
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
your nate's a magician. So that just to tie those in, I would say maybe you could have a magician at this time.
Yeah, or like a cool. Yeah, there are some really good magicians out there that are like real fun. Like they're not fun, silly ones, but they're like you're like, wow, like how the hell did you do that?
What was it you mentioned the other day? The illustrator, the person who does the live drawing.
Painter.
Live
and then
painter.
people get to take it home with them. That's a
Yeah.
really good one. Any kind of entertainment, like a duo, like a singer and a guitarist.
I think music's just perfect.
My
absolutely. Are you going to say what I think about your wedding?
Go on.
Wedding? Oh my! Well, I loved your wedding when everyone was
the singer,
and we were all just like jamming and drinking our drinks. It was just really cool. So
he was like an acoustic guitarist. So if you want his details, message me. But my absolute favourite, which I didn't do at my wedding. I don't know if it was the vibe of the day, but I love. If I had a bigger wedding, I'd have done it. But the brass band vibe, so they're roaming.
Oh yeah, that is cool. That's a flex, isn't it?
Cool. But you can have a saxophonist as well, just roaming around the crowds. You could have even your DJ set up, like if like playing like background music, like you can know like Ibiza vibes, like when you're out by the pool and Ibiza.
Not that I've ever been either. I was like, I have no idea.
Got like your DJ and then but there's loads of cool bits and bobs. A really like low cost one is like your lawn games. Like your croquet and your giant Jenga and stuff like that. It's low cost but entertaining for people.
That's true.
There's probably
so many. We did an episode on this as well, but obviously I'm just trying to think of some any like quirky
string
things.
quartet you had.
I had a string quartet. Yeah.
I do think as well if you're depending on the vibe of your wedding, if you've got like a festival vibe wedding, you can have like a little festival station where they have like their little festival glitter and stuff done.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I've got a couple this year having a tattooist.
Okay, yeah, I've heard this a few times. What do you think about that? Actually, it's quite cool.
Fucking cool.
I thought so as well.
I mean, I'll let you know after June if people have them.
If you come back to the podcast,
just little mini designs
covered in
the tattooist. I'll have one on my face.
On your phone, like a teardrop.
Oh my god, yeah, with their initials in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hopefully one of food stuff. You can get like shucklers and stuff now, like an oyster shuckler.
All those people that go around with cannolis.
Yes, and they're fresh
stuff.
making them. Yeah, and like little bellinis, like with the caviar and stuff. People go around freshly making them. You can have like stations of food instead of having like canapes now. Like people are going for like a grazing table with charcuterie and stuff. And instead of having the starter, we've actually got a couple doing this in June. Their caterer is freshly making like almost like flatbreads in like a stone bake oven in front of people.
Oh my god,
then
that
they're
sounds
gonna have
amazing.
like meat and salad, and that's their canapé/starter. Yeah,
that actually sounds so good. But also, people need to remember that when you have your cocktail, like your reception drinks or whatever, after the ceremony, people are just chatting and they want to catch up with family and friends. Yeah. So you don't really
go too overboard.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's why I like the food ones, because you want to eat anyway, but at the same time you're going over and you're like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is cool. Do you know what I mean? Especially when it's different. Or like people go around, like when you go to the theatre and they've got the little ice cream tubs, like things like that. Is quite cool.
Yeah, like something quirky. Yeah, I love that. I've been to. Sorry, go on.
No, you go. Okay.
My second cousin got married. She had a fish and chip van and she had an ice cream van.
Nice. But I've had people have an ice cream instead of canapes. So you go and you have an ice cream with your drink.
Cool. I love that.
But you could do like different drink stations that are more interactive. I've seen this one before where it's like a bubble machine, but it's like alcoholic bubbles and you have to like catch it on your tongue.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I know.
That's so cool.
I got a couple this year having like a giant chess board and a giant Connect 4 game, things like that.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
that's anything great. Like food and drink. You've got those prosecco walls, where you ring the bell and a hand pops out.
I've seen those. Yeah, I quite like that idea.
And even like low cost, but like people are interactive. Is things like a big giant mirror that's like, hey, good looking or whatever it says on it, and people can take selfies in like a really nice part.
Yeah, anything like
area.
That.
Yeah. I also think photo booths still work in the really
quite
nice
like a photo
vintage
booth.
box, a vintage box photo camera. And then if you've got a really nice backdrop, so we've got a couple getting married this year that the stairs at their venue are insane. So we're having the photo, like the pod box thing at the bottom of the stairs. But you can, if you've got really nice gardens, set one of those up and people can go and start having pictures like in the drinks reception.
Yeah, why not?
There you go, loads of ideas.
Loads of ideas.
100 days to go and don't have bridesmaid dresses. Should I be panicking? What's 100 days?
That's like 3, 6, 9. Yes, 4 months away. That's age. You got ages. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, you got loads.
You get
of
them
time.
like next day to live for.
Yeah.
You should probably start thinking about it. Again, like I think I've said this before, but don't put that pressure on yourself. Get some swatches from a website. Decide what colour you want to have. Tell them the colour, and they can go on, buy it. Pick the design that they want to pick, try it, have it delivered to their address.
Yeah.
They then find the one that they like, you reimburse them.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Perfect. Done.
Yeah. Stop trying to be like, we all need to have the same.
So same. Yeah, that's a bit old hat now, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
Taking the veil to your hair trial, should you? It's quite big.
Yeah, I would.
You definitely need to. They ask you to bring it if you've got a veil.
Yeah.
And any hair accessory that you're thinking of having on the day, they want you to bring with you. So, yeah.
So you can really change the look. And also,
they've got to know how to, they need
Yeah.
to know how to put it in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Order of the day sign, ceremony sign, are they needed? Got a welcome / night before / seating sign. Order of the day, not necessarily. I do think people like to know what
Just
time
like
they're
to
having dinner
know.
and stuff.
But you could do a wedding website and put it all on there.
Yeah,
If you didn't
but
want
do
the
people
sign.
remember?
Well, true.
I don't think you need a ceremony sign unless you want to do an unplugged ceremony, but you could just get your celebrant or officiant to mention that.
Yeah.
But also, if you've got a welcome sign and a sign for the night before, don't forget, you can actually, you could do those double-sided.
That's so true. Flip it over. Yeah.
Yeah, so the night before one, have that then as your welcome sign the next day on the other side, because you don't then need the night before. Then have your order a day, or your ceremony on one side, and then your seat and plan on the other side, because that's going to save you loads of money. I think if you're printing them yourself, I don't think it's much more cost to then add another side kind of thing. So there you go.
So next we've got games / activities for kids recommendations. So
we got a very kid heavy wedding this year, which is really my vibe.
I'm like shocked. I was like, whoa.
Really loved the couple, so took this wedding on. We're doing, actually, I kind of gave that bit to Chloe, I'm not going to lie, 'cause she's a kid person. But we've got this like bouncy castle, like dome thing. It's like not a bouncy castle, it's like an inflatable dome thing that's quite cool. We're doing a whole like sweet station with like jars of cookies, sweets. So they're like always got some sort of food. But we've also hired nannies who also bring like little bell tents with all the shite in it, the colouring and the
all
God
that
knows
stuff.
what.
I know this is a long time ago, but my aunt and uncle got married like, oh my God, it's gonna be like, what am I now? I think it was about 20 years ago, right? But I remember vividly that they hired like a children's entertainer, and we were all in a separate room, and it was amazing. We had the best time.
Remember it?
Like, exactly. That was worth the money. That guy is serious. But that's what I mean. Like, you sort of, I think that's a good idea. They don't want to. Kids don't enjoy sitting down at a table for hours on end. Yeah. And if you are going to have them sat there for your meal and things like that, then you can do those little little pack colouring bits and bobs, or like a little pack on their table, on their seat they're setting when they go to sit down and stuff. But I think, like you've said, somewhere separate.
Put them under Put them on after the photos, though.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
I also do think a kids' table is a good idea.
Yeah,
but you
that's
need to pre-speak to the parents, because I think that when you put them all, because they just want to sit with their mates or their cousins or whatever.
Yeah,
so I do sometimes think doing like one table. You just chuck them all on there with your bits and bobs. But I would highly advise the nanny thing. We actually had a wedding last year that had nannies, and the kids that wanted to stay with them, they had bought all the toys, all the colouring books, all that stuff, and it wasn't actually that expensive.
And then they take it all away, and you've not been left with a tat.
Yeah,
right?
And they were like, if the kids want to stay with us, they then came and got their food, and they sat with them and had their food. So it was like up to them or up to the parents. The parents could either let them sit with them, or they took them over to the nannies. It was really good.
That's good.
So I would highly recommend that. But yeah, anything like bouncy castles, like, oh, they do look terrible though. But if you can hide a bouncy castle. Although also we did have a bouncy castle last year at a wedding and it rained and no kid
one
went
used
on the bouncy
it.
castle. Yeah.
That's
Although
the
the adults
thing,
do
isn't it?
like them at night. But you've
It's the
got to
risk
put
to
it,
take.
you've got to have an area where you can't see it because they look horrific.
Yeah, and
You
they're
can
really
get the right
loud
ones.
as well. They're like,
Yeah, they are,
like it's very
actually.
loud. Yeah.
But I do think you're right. I think we need to really be thinking about where the kids are coming in. I personally wouldn't have a kid in the ceremony because it's boring for them. Drinks reception, again, I think they can play with all those kind of like garden games and bits and bobs. And to be honest, a lot of the time the kids just like the evening with the disco where they can run around. So
True.
if you can avoid them doing the boring bits, and then in the meal either have a nanny there or have like a separate area that they can go to and maybe do them like a little buffet instead of like having to sit down at a table for 2 hours. That's what I don't like doing. So I'd more think about the times when they're there and you know where you're going to put them, because if they can just run around, they will just run around and play with each other and chase each other. But those points where they've got to be seated, that's when you need to focus on stuff or not have them there and think, where else could they go? Can they go to a different area with just one childminder like looking after that room, you know? I think that's a good idea.
No, I think that's a good idea. I think we've covered that one.
Yeah. Also, just to add, we had a follow-up to the question I've just asked on your story. Myself and hubby-to-be are having a first dance, and I am also having a father-daughter dance. This was the question about the mum.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I would then do the father-daughter dance and have them do it at the same time, dad and mum and
I know
mum
what you mean.
and,
Yeah,
your husband. Or I understand if you're a bit like, but I want it to be about me and dad, maybe do like the first 30 seconds, just you two, and then
they come in,
Like, it's going to be a bit, otherwise, if you do all three.
It's going to be a bit much, isn't it? Everyone just watching you in a circle for like...
Yeah,
it's a bit much.
Unless you do like just a minute first dance, like quite a lot of people do that, verse and chorus, and then bring everybody on, and then just do like a minute of father-daughter dance, and then swap the song, fade it out, and then go into if you want a different track, because I understand if you've got like a certain song that's your song or whatever, but I would try and do them at the same time, because that is a thing. So
cool.
Awesome. I think that's us for today. Lots of questions in this week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
Well, you know where you can find us. We are online on socials. It's at letsgetyouwedpodcast. You can also email us with your listeners' questions. It's letsgetyouwedpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Let's Get You Wed. And you can watch us every week as well as listen to us. So, come and have a look.
Sometimes forget. This is why
Look at the state of me today. Don't even go there.
Lovely.
Oh, dear.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.